Hello everyone, welcome to the day 3. Today in this video we'll see the connection between local repository and the remote repository, that is nothing but the GitHub. So we'll see in this video, first we'll see what is the GitHub, then we'll create our first repository and connect this repository with a local repository, right? So let me show you the GitHub interface first. So this is my GitHub profile. Uh, here we'll see something like profile, and here you see and repositories. So if you click here, you'll see this interface like this. Okay, so make sure you create one GitHub profile. So if you want to know how to create a GitHub repository, so sorry, not a GitHub profile. So search on YouTube. So we'll get an basic interface. So it is easy basically. So we'll create a or login by using Gmail only. So I know you'll do that. So create one profile, and inside repository you'll see something called as new. Okay, so here we have to give a repository a name. For example, I will give a name as day3 demo. Okay, so I'm going to create one repository. It means last day we created a local repository by using Git, right? So now we are going to create one remote repository where we are going to push the code or file. Okay, so this is repository name. If you want to give any description, you can give that like project, for example. I'll get for a demo purpose it is. So make it easy. Okay, so here are some configuration. If you want to make our repository a public or private, you can make that. So where the private repository may use. So in an organization, they have their own application running on like their own websites and all. So they make that website private, so no one can access it outside, right? So if you make an public repository, it will give it a public URL. Anyone can access by using this URL, right? So this is a private and public repository. This is README and gitignore files. So I will cover this topic later on in a video. So what is license basically? So if you wanna add the license to the repository, like no one can access, no one can store the code, no one can store the modules, no one can use the application. So for that we use a license. So this is just like a copyright for our project. That's it. Okay. Then create a repository. Okay, we'll create one repository. You see, it will give you an HTTP URL and SSH URL. If you wanna connect it with by using SSH, you can connect with SSH and by using HTTP also. So we are going to connect the repository by using HTTPS. So for that we have to copy the public URL. Okay, so before see here we have some new repository on a command line. So if you wanna initiate the a new repository within your command line interface, right? So it will automatically give sorry, it will uh, predefined give you some commands to run on your terminal, and you may connect it with your repository. So I'm not going to use these commands. So I will show you the basic steps and simple steps. So uh, first that let's copy the URL first. Okay, and we are on your terminal. So last day what we created, we just created an a.txt file, right? So let me show you. A.txt file is there, so some content is there, right? Okay, so let me cat this file. I will show you the content. A.txt. Okay, so here we have some written, right? Okay, yeah, so this is day 3. It is written inside this file. Okay, so now we'll repeat the step because I have made this folder newly. So let's initialize Git first. So for what is the first step? We'll initialize the Git. So what we initialize into, it will create that normal folder into a Git folder, right? It will create a 3 partitions, sub partition, which is working directory, staging area, and local repository, right? So first we initialize the Git. For example, for that we use git init command, right? Okay, now initialization is successful. Now we'll add this file. Okay, so for that we what we command use, remember. So we use command git add dot. Okay, now the file is moved to a staging area, right? So now file in stage area we have to commit it, right? So for that we have to command we use git remote, sorry, not remote, we are committing the changes, -m, and some message. So for example, this is day 3. This is my message, and I'm going to commit these changes. Okay, so let's clear the commit is successful. Okay, now file is moving to the move to the now is file now our file is moved to the local repository. Now we establish a connection between what the next step, we'll establish a connection between remote repository and local repository. For that we use command git remote add origin and URL that was we just copied, like HTTPS URL. So this is a basic command, add a origin where the origin is the where that origin is the alias name. So what is alias name? For example, you'll see Terraform tool. We set an alias name as a TF. For example, in a pandas, we use for if we are writing a Python program, we use import pandas as a PD. Okay, so PD is a alias name. So that's how this like a alias name is a origin. Okay. So we'll hit now the connection is established. To how to check the connection, we have one more command. So for that we use git remote hyphen. Okay. So hyphen v shows us a view where by which remote repository our local repository is connected. So it is ready to push the changes and fetch the changes from the remote repository. Okay. So now the connection is established. Okay. Now we'll push the code to the remote repository. For that we use command git push origin. This is origin, right? So this is a URL and this is origin, right? So what is the branch? Okay, make sure you check the branch here. Maybe in your machine it is written as a master. So you will check that whether you are in a master or main branch. So I'm in main branch, so I will use the main command, main branch. So we'll pushing those changes whatever in our local repository to a remote repository by using this command. Okay, so now see object 3 done. Okay, now it will show that from main branch to the main branch is file is pushed. Okay, so you'll see the I have not shown you the branch which I am working on, right? So let me show you the branch. So for that we use command git branch. This is a basic command which will show you the branches, like how many branches are created within your that folder, right? So how like feature branch is there or any another branch is there. So it will show the branches. Okay. Now we have changes to we push the changes from main branch to main branch in a remote repository. So let's see the file is there or not. Refresh the page. Okay. Yeah, so file is there inside main branch, the a.txt file. So maybe content is there, right? So this is j3, the content is there. So okay, by this way we'll push the changes to from a local repository to the remote repository. Just understand the workflow. I am going to tell you the workflow. By using initialize command, we'll make normal folder into git folder. It will create a 3 subdirectories. Okay, working directory, staging area, and one of them third is local repository, right? So while then we configure something like who is going to change the everything like username, password, email, everything, right? We'll configure that. Then we'll add the file into staging area by using add command. We'll commit the changes to a local repository by using commit commands, and we'll then establish a connection between our local repository and remote repository. Then we'll push the changes to a remote repository. That's the basic workflow of a Git. If you understand this, you'll easy to understand the Git. Okay, now this is a and nothing not about GitHub, right? GitHub just a platform where teams are collaborating. So if my friend is want to manipulate that a.txt file, it is publicly available. He or she can pull the changes, pull this file and edit the file, right? So this is a team collaborative platform where everyone comes, each and every developer come and manipulate the file, modify the file, and push it to a remote repository, right? So that's the that by this way the team collaboration may happen. So uh, that is the practical session. Let me show you the what are the topics we are going to close. So we push the code to the GitHub, and we if you need some changes like let's do the pull command, right? So pull changes from a GitHub. If now my friend wants to manipulate the file a.txt and he or she wants to pull this. So okay, now let's clear the screen. I will show the practical. So here we have a.txt file, right? So let's create one folder here. Okay, so I'll create one folder. For that we use command mkdir. Uh, okay, I will do the git. Okay, git, just a git folder. Okay, I will go inside this. Okay, git. Okay, so now we are inside folder. So git is not initialized here. To fetch the changes or pull the changes, we have to use git, right? So for that we use first initialize the command, right? So git init will initialize and convert a normal field node that git folder, right? So now we initialize, we want to pull the changes. For that we use command git pull and remote URL, right? This is a URL, right? We'll copy that and paste it to here. Okay, now what it will do, you have to give it a space. Okay, space. Git pull those changes to this folder, right? So for that we use command git pull and git pull. Okay, it will fetch the changes from a remote repository to a local repository by using pull command, right? So now our file is present inside our file. Let's see. Okay, so a.txt is here, right? So by this way, if anyone in our team wants to collaborate with within our code, so he or she can do that way. Okay, so that's about pull, and we'll see the difference between pull and fetch. So fetch is just like that, but what fetch will do, fetch retrieve all changes from remote repository whether without integrating them with a local repository. So if you wanna fetch changes from a git remote repository, we'll do that. But what fetch will do, it will not merge the code from with our pre-existing code. So there is some file inside my folder, and we'll run the fetch command by using this git fetch remote repository URL. Okay, so by this way it will not merge the changes, but what pull will do, it will merge the changes with it. So for example, a.txt file is present inside my folder. If on and b.txt file is inside my remote folder, so I will pull the changes, it will merge with the a.txt file, not merging, like inside with folder a.txt and b.txt file will be present. Okay, if I want to fetch the changes, it will not merge. For that we use merge command. Okay, we have to use, that's the basic bit difference between fetch and pull. Okay, so okay, that's it and nothing, just command, and I just explain you the basic difference between git pull and git fetch. Okay, so next we see what is the readme file. So uh, we'll see the merge effect pull in our next video. In day 5 we have merging, so I will basically tell you everything about it in a detail in a day 5. Okay, then we have readme file. So what readme file is basically? So readme file is nothing but the dependencies, like if you we have a React based application, right? So that for that we use command npm install. We want to instruct our user to for example, my colleague is using this repo, right? So for that we give her instruction to run this project, run those command. To run this project, first install this. Okay, so this is just like a description about the project, right? So we'll say we'll share the file with everyone, and remote repository URL also there, everything, GitHub repository also, readme file is also there with the screenshot, something dependencies and all, everything is there. So that is about readme file, right? So okay, so what is .ignore file? So .gitignore file is nothing but the file where if you want to hide something from the user, if you want to hide something from uh, people who are fetching the changes, by this way we'll just add a file name, just add a dependency, just add a environment variable, we are passing the tokens and all, everything. If you are passing it, we'll use .gitignore file to hide those changes from a user. Okay, so we just cover and everything within this day 3. So in next day we'll see the branching concept. Till then we'll see in a I will see you in a day 4. So till then, bye bye, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.